Hey guys, how you going? Welcome to my channel if you're new. Thank you for subscribing, and I wanted to talk about it has to do with the bushfires, but it's the water and rain and weather and how they're keeping it from coming onto Australia. They're keeping the rain from hitting Australia. If you're new here, I just wanted to show you these. Sorry they're so small. But these are videos I took of the weather just around Sydney, Australia. You can see where a lot of that is just smoke coming off the fires. But you can still see this big area here that's it's trying to come in, but it's just dispersing as it's coming in as well. Even the smoke is doing it. Okay, this thing up here, I don't know if you can see it. There's a big circle up here. This is Western Australia or Northwestern Australia. And there's a few of these towers, whatever they are, all over Australia. You can look at my previous videos and see them. There's always a line down here, and there's always this big circle thing up here. You can only see part of it now, but sometimes you can see the whole thing. And what that does is, as the rain's coming in to Australia, you can see it disperse the rain. So that's helping these wildfires just keep going. And Australia is completely dry at the moment. There is no rain to speak of. And every time they say it's going to rain, it doesn't. So you can see this thing up here. It's pretty big area. But there's another one here, and there's another one down here. I don't know whether these ones are smaller or what they are. You can see it there. You can see it fire up real good. And then Australia. These are different days I've taken this footage, guys. And Australia's been dry. Uncannily dry. I've never seen it so dry. And summer's normally the wet season. And something interesting is coming up shortly, which I'll show you. Here we go. There's a circle of keeping. There was rain off the coast of Sydney.
Straight lines,
and they dispersed it. You can see it. They're dispersing it. It's a big circle here. Something is interfering and blocking the rain from coming in. These are all the bushfires here. Then on this one, oh yes, we've got the circle again, but it's a bit fainter today. That was a different day again. But you can see them in the lines. The lines and the circles. God, I hope you guys, if you've got a phone, that you can see these. I'm sorry, but the weather app that I have will not let me turn my phone sideways to get the full view. It just won't do it. So,
pushing everything underneath.
This one, I see the synoptic chart. This is for a certain day, and it's pushing all the rain underneath. Then there's this one that shows you the next day, and the next day, and the next day. It's supposed to be rain all. This was like 2 weeks ago, guys. It's supposed to be rain all over the inland of Australia. But what happens is, every day, it's being pushed. You can see it on the synoptic charts. It's being pushed underneath Australia. If I can find one in a minute, I'll show you. That's the interference again. A bit more of that interference. This synoptic, every day that the green was all through here, it was all rain. Every day it turns out like this. It ends up that it's going underneath. That it's all being pushed off the mainland and pushed underneath Australia. You can see it on the radar. On the synoptic, actually, it's clearer on the synoptic charts. Because all those forecasts I did, at the moment I can't really, it's not showing me very well. I can't read that. But if you look at the dates here, you'll see that these will cross over, and then you'll see it go from this to just the blue line underneath, the blue wave I like to call it. And you'll see it because every day that it's supposed to be like this, it turns out to be something completely different. See, rain all over. This has been for the last weeks and weeks. At least 4 weeks that I've seen, that I noticed. I only noticed it. So, yeah, you can see where it's supposed to rain all through it. And if you look at the days, you might be able to match up where it turns out looking like this when I click on the day. The day it's supposed to rain, I click on it, and it looks like this again. But there is no rain hitting Australia at all. It is being prevented from hitting Australia with either their weather radars. I don't know if they have the HARP has been perfected into radars. But if you understand that they are possibly 50 to 100 years ahead of us in the technology we think they have, here's another good example, guys. There was a big thunderstorm off Sydney, and it was coming in, and you could see it. And this big circle here is dispersing any rain that comes within its proximity. And see here again, if you look at these dates, they're going to correlate with other dates when it's supposed to be like this in Australia. If you can see these dates, guys, I'm so sorry, but if you can see these dates, you will see that this correlates with days that I've clicked on it and there's been the big blue wave underneath. It keeps happening. And they keep predicting rain, and then nothing's happening at all. And this is over and over, guys. For the last few weeks, I've been watching the synoptic chart. And I just find it very, very interesting that there's supposed to be rain in Australia, and then when you click back on it, it's not there. And again, you've got the clearness. They're clearing it. Look, the big circle. Okay, guys. I've got it on the computer now so that you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, there's some sort of interference just here. I hope you can see that. Can I zoom in? Oh. I can't zoom in on it. Can I make it any bigger? Nope. Okay, guys, there's interference right here. There. Oh, it just happened. Stop. Yep. If I could stop at the right time. Oh no, it's going to take me somewhere else. I clicked on the map and it takes you to the radar that you click on. Okay, near. What's going on up here? This is that area again. And you can see there's these lines. They're not normal, guys. And see all these weather stations along here? I think they're the Dopplers, these black ones. And I believe they turn them on all the time and that's the little line that you see down here somewhere. I push these away. Unless it's the red ones. Could be the red ones. But you can see it's being pushed off, and there's not much moisture here. Apparently we've got thunderstorm warnings at the moment. But what's happening is it keeps being pushed down. This would normally swing around and come right up. We'll see what happens, okay? Because I'm going to show you what I was trying to show you in the last one. Okay, there's nothing much on that but a lot of lightning at the moment. So can't see any rain. There's no green bits because the green bits are the rain, as you can see down here. Light and medium to heavy. Heavy is pink or purple. There isn't much rain to speak of on the land, but there's a lot of lightning going on. And this is what I wanted to show you, the synoptic chart. If you can zoom in enough, you can't zoom even on a video, but if you could see that video clear enough to the dates, this is what keeps happening. I'll go back and I'll show you that what they keep showing us is these type of pictures, and this has been for the last 2 or 3 weeks I've been looking at this. I don't know if it's 2 or 3. It's been a while that I've been doing it. And then the next day or the day after is supposed to start looking like this, right? But then when you get to that day, it ends up being like that. And there's no rain on Australia. So either their forecasts are completely wrong, or they're pushing it away. And to me it looks like it's being pushed away, because it should be swinging up and hitting Australia, the southerlies, but they're not. And I don't know about you, but sometimes with the heat, even if it's 30 something degrees, say mid 30s or high 30s and low 40s, it actually feels like you are being microwaved from the inside out. Because I go outside a lot. I happen to smoke, and I smoke outside, so I go outside a lot. And when I'm sitting out there, after 5 minutes it feels like I'm being microwaved. So I don't know if anyone else feels like that. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm a bit crazy, but you know, you can call me crazy if you like. But I can see what's happening here, guys. And this is then fueling the fires, because there's no rain. They keep driving it away. So there's nothing to stop the rain, the fires now, from just taking the East Coast out. And I keep thinking about why. Why are they doing this? And it goes back to the railway line, the high-speed rail line they want to put through from Brisbane to Melbourne. It comes back to smart cities and Agenda 21, driving people off their land. Because I can nearly guarantee you, well no, I'll bet my bottom dollar on it, because I can't guarantee anything, but I'll bet my bottom dollar on it that these people will not be allowed to build, because it'll be a danger zone. That's what it'll be called. No, high danger zone, you're not allowed to build there anymore. That's what I think is going to happen. There's also, I saw a map and I can't find it now. If anyone has a link, can you please put it below? It's to a map of where the gold lies in Australia. And New South Wales and the mountains where the fires are burning just happen to be some of the biggest reserves of gold. So, look, there could be many reasons why. They could be covering a whole lot of things with one hit here. And it certainly looks like they're trying to depopulate. I don't know what to say, guys. It's not good, and we're about to get hot again on Saturday. 40 something, they say high 40s now, I think. We'll see how we go. But tomorrow guys, I'm going to go for a drive up to up the mountains. I have to go up there and see someone, so I'm going to see if I can get some footage of what has happened up there and the destruction around that area. So I'll see what I can do. I really hope that I can do it. Yeah, I'll see how I go. But yeah, that should be tomorrow, and tomorrow night I will upload that. Any footage that I have got from the fires on the ground up at where the fires have been through in the Blue Mountains, up at Blackheath, Mount Victoria, that type of area. So I might get stopped before that. You never know. Because the Great Western Highway was actually blocked off last week. And they managed to save, it's funny that it burnt around 3 sides of the town and nearly boxed them in. But the fireys managed to get the fires out, and looks like they saved the town. So that's some good news, at least. But then again, this could all flare up again on Saturday, or even tomorrow. We just don't know, guys. And then my other thought goes back to, the other thought that I keep having is, we know, most of us know that every country has deep underground bases and military bases and people who've done the bunker things, There's all sorts of things going on, right? Well, when California fires were going, there was fire coming out of manholes and gutters. And these were in, towns and cities, where the fire shouldn't be coming out of the gutter, but it was. And it was suspected that some of the, either the deep state are trying to cover their backsides by trying to burn down tunnels. I don't know why I don't know if you could burn down tunnels. I mean, are they made of cement? What are they made of? I mean, could you burn them down? Or if they're just trying to hide evidence that's in those tunnels. Because we know there's trafficking going on, and it goes on through tunnels and things like that, guys. That's how they transport a lot of and some of these kids are taken into tunnels and probably never see the light of day again. And I wonder if it's that type of scenario where either the deep state are covering their bottoms by trying to burn evidence, or is it the other side? Taken down their maybe their technology, their stuff. But I don't see the good guys doing this, you know what I mean? I don't see the good guys setting a state on fire. So it leads me back to being the deep state. They're trying to cover something up and they're burning evidence. And it could just be evidence in the bush. We don't know. We know there's a lot of corruption in Australia as well. So there's that. Then we've got this, guys, with our Australian water, which I found very interesting.
Parliamentarians shouldn't have to disclose their water ownership. And you asked, basically, the Premier, given the New South Wales water crisis, your words, and current investigations into water trading and water corruption, will the Premier explain why state members of Parliament don't have to declare their water ownership? Before you ask that question, coming to Peter, likewise, there are federal parliamentarians, I'm told, who own water.
And it wouldn't be specific on their disclosures that they would have to own up to a water right. I have to say, I have concerns that some recently departed federal MPs, and probably some still in the Parliament, own water.
And that's your concern, Helen?
Absolutely.
Because you're up front, you say I own water.
That's right, I did. And when I saw the form to fill in, when I joined Parliament, I just thought, there was no obligation to actually disclose my water interests at all.
And the Premier didn't answer your question?
No, she said that, basically she said that we should trust politicians.
Yes, you said the water market, you've said, is an unregulated disgrace. We know there are people who have an interest in keeping water scarce and prices high. They're making millions off the misery of drought-stricken farmers.
Absolutely.
I don't know, and Peter doesn't know, which of these politicians own water. Then you've got these private water holders, this Duxton Water, who own enough water to fill a warren or a dam.
That's right.
They don't own a tablecloth of land.
That's right. And, of course, all the foreign interests too. So we know a lot of that water a lot of land and water is owned by foreign entities, corporations, and that's a big concern.
You also raised this question of the manufacture of Bellamy's being the sale of it being approved to a Chinese company. And you said this is a long sequence of events, the sale of important Australian assets to overseas investors. And you gave a speech on how government is, quote, making decisions about foreign purchases in secrecy. And you said the coalition in the last 30 years have successfully portrayed themselves as strong at protecting our borders, strong at putting Australian interests ahead of those of foreigners. But then you said this, but protecting our borders should be about more than just stopping sick refugee children from presenting at Australian hospitals. It means protecting Australian land, Australian jobs, Australian water, Australian farms, Australian heritage, and the Australian way of life.
Absolutely.
On that score, the coalition has failed.
Absolutely. So
how many people in the Parliament and the Chamber when you made this speech?
probably about 3 or 4.
Disgraceful.
And no reaction?
No, well, I think that, you know...
But in the electorate, what's the reaction?
A lot. Absolutely. So we put it up on the Facebook and people are tuning in on it, and it's been shared, I don't know how many times, but it's certainly resonating within the community and also outside of the electorate of Murray too. I get a lot of people coming in and commenting about what's happening. People are fed up, absolutely, and we're in a lot of trouble.
Talking about fed up.
We are. Because, guys, we're on water restrictions. And they're doing that to our water. And we're on water restrictions. We have to watch our water so that these companies can take the rest of it. And the farmers have got nothing. They're stopping the flow of rivers coming down from bigger water mouths like rivers and lakes. They're stopping the flow from coming into the smaller rivers and outlets down in Australia. So we're in trouble, guys. We've got a lot going on right now. Yeah, I think that'll do for tonight, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Let me know if you know any more information, and I'll probably be back tomorrow with some more video and more reporting on the fires as well, guys, because I can't let this go. It's not going to go away, obviously. We are still on fire. And it's not looking good, guys, for a lot of people. For a lot of people. And my heart goes out to them. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye, guys.